Okay, I am back. So, if you are just now tuning in, give me 1 second. Okay, so if you are just now tuning in, we're going over roles and classes of our Immortals currently. Iceland is a support. She should be taken top lane to... she should be taken top lane to support the AD carry. Ascadelia is a spellcaster and she needs to go mid lane. You build her with spell power and tanky items. Balak is an AD carry, single target range DPS. He goes top lane with somebody like Iceland. Icor is supposed to be a support. He goes also as well to the top lane. Chaos is an AD carry, top lane. Carapace, jungler, or can be taken bottom lane as the bruiser. Kavashir is an offensive top lane support. Doesn't have much reliability on heals, but does a stupid amount of damage. And it's all true damage, which is ridiculous. Creed, jungler, bottom. He goes in the jungle, does lots of damage, ganks whenever possible, but he is primarily the jungler. He can be taken mid lane. I've seen that a couple times. Kyrie can be used as a jungler or a bruiser bottom lane. Lazarus, mid lane or bottom bruiser. Should be built with spell power. Narya is a... See, she's got lots of tasks. She can be brought top lane as a support because she has her E, which heals. It's a spammable heal ability. She can be put mid lane as a spell power character, or she can be made a bruiser and put bottom lane. She can't jungle. She can't be an AD carry. Nethergist is a spell power mid character. Nisus, AD carry, should go top lane. Psychozin. Psychozin is another person that has dual roles. He can be put top lane as a support or mid lane as a spell power. Pycon is a bruiser, should go bottom lane. Scorpix is a bruiser, bottom lane. Shard. Shard is a really, really weird one. She can be taken mid lane just because she does a lot of damage with her abilities, but she should usually be built as a tank or a bottom lane with some spell power put in there as well. Talia is a jungler, bottom lane. She's a bruiser, she has lots of lifesteal, should be built with attack damage, tanky items. Tatiana, as we said, is a spell power mid lane. Trovok is a tanky bottom lane and can be used in the early game stages as a jungler. Zai is an assassin. Isn't a bruiser, but can still be used bottom lane as a solo to get that early game farm to get level 6 quick. Ukonin, bottom lane bruiser or mid lane, can be used mid lane as well, but primarily should be used bottom solo lane. Vezin is a mid lane. Okay, now that we have this, okay, we have this broken up. We now go into, I'm going to go into artifacts. So, Crystal Forge. We're going to go to the store. Okay, so these are some of the artifacts that we have that are able to be put on each immortal. You can buy one and use them the entire, on all of your characters. So, as we have here, these are all of mine. So you have your armor, mana regen, all that stuff. So, if you would like to pause the stream, this will also be put on YouTube really quick, just as a heads up, so you can look at this later. This is the runes, the runes, artifacts. So here's the reds. I'd like to bring it down a little bit more. Here's some reds and yellows, and the rest of the yellows. Okay. So, once you buy them, and you hit a certain level, you can then forge them into prismatics. When you have forged them, let's go no filter. So once you have forged them, they apply both of the stats that you have forged, so a yellow and a red, create an orange. An orange has both of these stacks put into them at an increased amount. Okay, so you create a yellow and a blue, and it creates a green. You create a yellow or a blue and red, and it is a purple. Okay, now that we have that settled, relics. This one is going to be very confusing. So, I'm going to take this slow. Once you have created your prismatic, you then go to your relics. You can only use a relic at tactical level, or I'm sorry, account level 25. I'm not even close yet. You go to relic recipes, and these are all of the relics that we have. Okay, if you would like to take a screenshot, pause it, anything like that, time to do so now. Time to do so now. So, you then put the relic in here. Say I want the Assassin's Relic. And then I put it with this one. I do not consume ingredient. You can choose to consume the ingredient or not, and it decreases the price if you do consume it. So, you then forge. Voila. You now have different relics that you can use as soon as you hit 25. So this one right here is for my AD carry. That gives me increased damage in the beginning of the game, and movement speed per level, and it makes me untradeable, which means that whenever I'm in a little duel with my counterpart, I will most of the time win. I decrease their movement speed whenever I attack, and same as their attack speed. So right there. Okay, got that. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please yell at me. I'm going to check how many people we're on. Okay, we are that many, 7. So, I'm now going to go and manage and look at the discipline trees. This is the discipline tree. You have sword, sorcery, body, and mind. Sword is for offensive. Sorcery is for mages. Mind is more of a utility spec, built for things like support, stuff like that. Gives you tactical EXP, more income, things like that. And then body is for tanks. So, if I'm a tank, my usual build will be this. And here, I'll walk through them really quick. So this one gives you increased armor, flat, increased magic resist. This one is tactical level, and this one is also tactical level. Armor and magic resist. This blocks incoming damage at the early levels of the game. Goes up to 2, I believe, 2 pips. That goes up to 0.5 at the second pip. That goes up to 40 health at the beginning of the game. Increased movement speed, increased max health per tactical level, which means in-game level. So instead of level 1, you will have 6 health, and at level 20, that will all have accumulated over those levels, and you'll have an increased amount. That is a mitigation damage reduction, 2%, which doesn't seem like much, but it's actually quite big. Reduces duration of crowd control by 10%. Crowd control, again, is things like stuns, slows, enfeebles, things like that. Alright, so that's the body. So sword, increased weapon damage by 2 at level 1, or at level 2, sorry. That increases damage to creeps, so it's easier for last hitting if you're an AD carry. That gives you increased lifesteal, sorry, that's me fidgeting. This is increased weapon damage per tactical level. That increases defense penetration. Critical strike damage. Sorry, I'm getting a... It's one of my bosses. He's so lovely. That increases critical strike damage. Attack speed. Spirit Vamp. We talked about Spirit Vamp earlier. Which... whenever you auto-attack, you gain increased mana pool. Not mana pool, sorry, but... oh, he's mentioning me again. Thanks, Cody. You're the best. So Spirit Vamp. Whenever you auto-attack, you gain mana back. So if you're missing mana, auto-attack and you gain more mana. It's basically the exact same as lifesteal, except for with life, it's mana. Okay, pretty simple. Movement speed. Increased weapon damage dealt by 2% and weapon damage taken by 2%. So you see right there? Yeah, it's pretty insane. So if you're going for more of a defensive stat, this is probably a bad one to go for. Okay, we're going to go to sorcery. Spell power per tactical level. Spell power per tactical level will always be more than the flat. Always. We have the stat in the game that no matter what, the tactical level bonuses will always be better than the flats. So, if you're looking for a more late game carry type of a thing, so right there the guy is asking if Spell Vamp is good on Nethergist, which is yes, 100% yes. Alright, so where we leave off. Defense penetration, movement speed, damage dealt by spells and damage taken by spells, cooldown reduction, base spell damage by 2%, increases your spell power, and this increases your defense penetration by 10. Okay, Mind. Health regen, mana regen, increases mana pool by 5 per level. I believe that goes up to 10. Sorry, let me read chat really quick. Basically, flat early game advantage, yes. Per level, late game advantage, 100%. If you're going for flat, you're looking for a very dominant early game. If you're looking for per levels, you will be going for a very hardcore late game build. This cooldown reduction, mana per level, experience gain, death timer drop, spell vamp. Spell vamp is when you do damage with your spells, you gain life back. Gold income, movement speed, armor and magic resistance per level, and increases the duration of potions by 20%. That's actually a lot, just as a heads up. Okay, so say I am... Okay. Say I'm someone like Creed. Okay, so Creed, for example. I would probably go, personally, go with that and that. So increase weapon damage by 4, or creep damage by 4, and increase weapon damage by 2. I would then go for the lifesteal, defense pen, attack speed, movement speed, and defense penetration. After that, I would probably go 2-2, 2, 2, 2, and 1, and then 1. If you guys have any questions in chat, please say so. Otherwise, I will just keep going. Okay, so now that we've got that cleared up, we have the Manage Immortals, we have Crystal Forge, all of that loveliness. I'm going to cut off this video and then bring it right back up, and we're going to go into an actual 5v5.